Welcome to the Abba Radio Show with your host, Prince Abba. Today's show is about how to beat the legal system without a lawyer. Some of you guys are troublesome lawbreakers. And of course, you know, the entire legal system, the penal system, and all these other systems that are connected to this in this legal system. The purpose of that, is to control people. All right. The tighter the law, the more your chances of you infracting it. So then that generates more and more people going into the penal system, which ends up profiting maybe $200, $300, $400 a month after expenses, of course, per person. So the more people they have in their prisons, the more money they make on a monthly basis. It's a business, and if you really boil it out, the prison system is a human trafficking organization, and it's legalized through the system. So, yes, that's exactly what it is. Now, being that our system is so badly corrupt, I'm going to recognize that all police officers do not even know the law that they're duly sworn to uphold. So how is it that they are able to practice law and think they are the law if they don't know the law? It is their duty as an American citizen to know their rights and know the law so they can uphold the law. And as citizens, they're supposed to know the law and their rights so they can obey the law. Well, they don't even do any of that. Okay, so how is it they're still police officers? That's a good question, is it not? Okay, the source of this corruption is sociopathic narcissism. That in itself, I'm going to show you this. That is going to be a whole nother podcast, but I'm going to tell you, you can take out police officers really easily by questioning their sanity. In a court of law, you can bring the arresting officer up into the courts, into the box, the witness box, or whatever you want to call it. You can cross-examine them and ask them if they are, if they've been screened for narcissistic personality disorder. And if they have never, and, if they detest and they protest, that might be an indication that they may need to be tested and screened. And once they are screened and they find out through the courts that they have narcissistic personality disorder, well, then they have the opportunity to dismiss the case because it's predicated on the fruit it's the fruit from the poison tree, you see, because of the fact that the arresting officer was legally, mentally unwell with narcissistic personality disorder. That means that every single case that they've ever worked on since their job inception will go down with them. And that means releasing a whole bunch of other people that they've arrested. And yeah. Okay. So you can take down a cop that way by questioning their sanity if they ever bring you into a courtroom. Well, so you want to beat the system though? You don't even want to bring it to that point? I have the way to do that. So here's the deal. You want to beat the system without a lawyer, right? The legal system. Kill your case. I'm going to show you in 2 parts of the Abba Radio Show that you can beat the system so easily. First of all, you file a simple couple. You'll need 2 or 3. You will need a couple of restraining orders. Okay. You'll need a couple of restraining orders, and you'll file those restraining orders against the judge. First of all, Okay. And you go to the clerk's office to do that. You go get a restraining order and you file it again. This is how you're going to word it. Whoever your judge is, I'm going to say it as Judge so-and-so. Then you want to say Judge so-and-so and all other judges. Okay. In the county. All right. That right there, make sure that if they tried to do a change of venue, you'd have to start over, but no other judge can take the case because it pre-recuses them ahead of time. It kills the case ahead of time. So, and all other judges, just put it in temperate and just like that. And then they can't even file it in another county because it says all other judges. That means that it pre-recuses them even in another county. Okay. So, just put Judge so-and-so and all other judges as your wording. That kills your case. Then file your restraining order. And for the next 20 days, or 15, 14, whatever the day period is, the restraining order is good by default. Okay. 14 to 20 days, right in that range. Okay. So it creates a new case against you or against the judge and in your favor because you've turned the tables on the judge. And that kills all their opportunity to prosecute you because it's a conflict of interest. They can't represent you on the criminal case if you are putting a restraining order against them, creating a new case, and they can't represent. It shuts your case down. So you can do that to the prosecutor, that particular prosecutor in your case, and all other prosecutors. It has to be prosecutor so-and-so and all other prosecutors. Judge so-and-so and all other judges. That kills your case right there. All right? No one can take the case. No one can. It pre-recuses them and recuses the old ones. Kills your case. Makes it unprosecutable. No one can take it. It's got to be dismissed. And double jeopardy will attach because unless you do another instance, then they can file on that new instance, but not until then. So if you're innocent and you haven't done anything, just go back to living your life, do your thing, and don't get picked up for anything else. Okay? Because they can't pull the other case on you. That would be illegal. And you just file another restraining order against them and be done with it. But you have to be outside the jail in order to do that. You have to have somebody else file the restraining order on the outside at the clerk's office. And you'd have to file a writ so that you could get a release. Okay. You get that as a release. You can get a release of prison from that. Okay. You can do your own work. So yes, you get somebody to release you from prison just file a writ. Okay. A writ of release. And that will get you released on recognizance at least. And then you go and file your paperwork. Done. Okay. That kills your case. You just wait. You don't even have to show up at the hearing. If you want to go, you can. But I would suggest you don't because even if the restraining order is killed, it still kills your case. You see what I mean? Because it generates the new case. It's done. It's over. So that's one way you can do it. Okay. Did you hear me? You file a restraining order against Judge so-and-so and all other judges. Then put a second one in and put it against the prosecutor. Prosecutor so-and-so and all other prosecutors. And it's free to file a restraining order. And the sheriff's department will serve it upon them. And it's usually the judge admin. So yes, you want to beat them? That's how you do it. All right. Even in a murder case, you can do it. Doesn't matter what kind of case it is. Even in a traffic ticket, you can do that. You can throw a restraining order against the judge. The judge is going to end up being recused. Stay tuned for the Abba radio show with your host, Prince Abba, in part 2 of this episode. Thank you for listening.